If you're still struggling to apply your makeup properly so as to have a flawless makeup finish, then you want to keep on watching this video. For you to have a flawless finish when you apply your makeup, you want to start from the base. So that means you want to prep your skin very well. So for me, I started with the Mario Badescu Skin Prep Spray. Then after blending that in, I used this serum, this vitamin C serum, to hydrate her face because I noticed she really had dry skin. So I really wanted her skin to be well hydrated. After letting that dry down, I'm going to go in with my moisturizer to bring back moisture to make sure the face is really hydrated. Like I've noticed when my skin prep, my model or my client's face is really hydrated, my foundation blends in properly. So I'm just going to moisturize, but I'm making sure that I'm not using too much product. So after using my moisturizer, then I'll be going straight to my primer. Yes, I want my makeup to last. I want it to stay in place, and I want it to still be matte even when my client's face is moisturized. So I'm going to be using this moisturizer. Make sure you're my primer. My primer. Make sure you're using a very good primer, something that is not just going to dry out your client's skin and make the skin tight. So that when you apply your foundation, it's still going to glide in well. So I'm going to take my foundation now. Make sure your foundation is mashing properly with your clients so that way it will be easy for you to blend. For me personally, I use my beauty blender. If you're the type that use your brush, yes, you can use your brush. Just blend. After blending, you can top it up with your beauty blender. That way you have this flawless base to start with for the rest of your makeup process. So I'm just going to blend until I make sure that the foundation is evenly distributed, like it's even. I'm not going to be seeing through her skin in any parts, so the foundation will be evenly distributed all over her face. And yes, I'm not going to be applying too much so that my makeup is not going to break. You want to go in little by little. You don't just want to pack everything on her face, because by the time she starts sweating, or maybe if she's having an outdoor event, she's just going to break. Like her makeup is just going to break, and it's not going to even during the process, everything will just be looking tacky and too full, like if you understand what I mean. So yes, you don't want to really apply too much, just the right amount, not too small and not too much. So I'm just going to blend until I know that yes, everywhere is smooth, is flawless, like the foundation is sitting properly on her skin. And I'm also going to blend down her neckline to make sure that yes, there's no harsh line in between. So I'm going to take my blush now and apply it on her cheekbones. I'm going for this subtle kind of pink shade of blush. Is a cream blush, so I'm just going to tap that gently on her cheeks and a little bit towards her hairline. That way it gives me this kind of sunset effect. By the time light falls on it, her face will not just be looking pale, like it's going to kind of add color to the skin. Yes, so make sure when you're blending. For my cream blush, I like taking it directly from my hand. I don't just like put it on the face so as to avoid patches. So that's one thing you can do if you're having problems struggling with that. For some professionals, they pull it very well, but if not, you can just apply it directly from your hand. Then I'll be going into my concealer, to my highlighting. Yes, I'll be using the Norban Beauty concealer to highlight. So I'm just going to tap it on her chin, then under her eyes, the bridge of her nose, and her forehead. So make sure you're not adding too much also for the concealer, because if your concealer is too much, your makeup is going to be looking rough, because you're going to be stressing yourself in blending. So you want to make sure that your concealer is still the right amount. You don't want to be too much. Yes, and you don't want to use something that is too brighter for your client's skin tone. So you want to use a shade that is 1 2 shade or 3, a little bit lighter than your client's skin tone, so that by the time you are done highlighting, you will not be stressing yourself to be trying to make sure that place is not looking bright, or your client now will be looking as if she has 3 different colors on her face. If you understand what I mean, just don't use a concealer that is way too bright. Just something that will just brighten those under eyes, the forehead, the bridge of the nose, and that's it. So to blend everything together, that side you use in applying your brush, you're just going to use it to pat in between the products you've applied, like in between the blush and your concealer. That way the both products are going to blend into each other, as you can see me doing, so that there will be no demarcation, no harsh line in between. So I'm going to take this my powder puff. I'm going to take my setting powder, then tap the excess at the back of my hand, then use it to set the highlighted areas. This point, for some persons, it makes their work rough, but if you use this process, it's just going to make your work really flawless. So before going in with your setting powder, make sure that your under eyes, there are no creases, like because she's opening and closing her eyes, there might be some lines, and your product, your concealer, might just be going in between those lines. So to remove it and make sure that your under eye is going to come out flawless, you want to take your beauty blender and blend it again just before you want to apply your setting powder. If you follow this process like this, you will see that your highlight is going to come out flawlessly. Like, you're going to like the way your under eyes are going to look like, and your highlighted areas. And also the smile lines, you can see me applying powder at these smile lines. That is to eradicate. Some persons have these smile lines, some persons they don't. So if you notice your clients have it, you're going to notice when you're applying your foundation, you'll be seeing the line there. So what you just do is just take your setting powder and just apply a generous amount there at that place, so that by the time you're done with your makeup, there will be no smile lines there. Your face and everything will be looking flawless. So I'm just going to set the other highlighted areas before I'll go and set her face with the normal setting, with her normal face powder. So I'll be taking this brush. You want to use the brush that works for you. Some persons will use something a little bit flatter and not too big like this, but for me, this is what really works for me. So you're going to take your brush and you're going to set the rest part of her face with her shade. Yes, you don't want to use something that is not her shade, because if it's not her shade, you will start struggling to get her shade, and that will make your work rough. Remember, we want to have a flawless finish by the time we are done with the face, with the skin and everything. So as you can see her face already is big, like is giving that flawless finish already, even though we are not done. Like, everything is smooth. Yes, you want your makeup to be smooth and flawless. So that's what we'll be doing. So make sure you're using the right brush and you're using the right shade of your foundation, your powder, and everything. So I'm just going to go in with my contour, and you can see I'm not being heavy-handed, I'm being light-handed. So make sure you're not doing too much, because you don't want your client to be having multiple colors. And as you're applying your contour, make sure you're blending it either a circular motion or sweeping motion. For me, the circular motion really works well, because it really distributes the products in a wide, like in a wide range, if you understand what I mean. So I'm going to go to contour her nose. Yes, when contouring the nose, for the beginning of the nose, I use something that is a little bit darker, but towards the bridge of the nose, like down the nose, I use something not as dark as the one I used first. This way, the contour will not be looking forced or fake. Yes, it will be looking natural. Like, yes, your client has natural pointing nose. Yes, it's not going to be looking forced as if, okay, these are two dark lines by the side of the nose. You're just going to give that natural, flawless finish. So I'll be going over to the brows now. I have a full brow tutorial on my YouTube channel here. You can go check it out, but I'm still going to show you how I draw my brows. So I'll be using a brow gel to outline my brows. After, I will start with the bottom parts of my brows. Then after I'm done with the bottom parts, I'm just going to go to the top parts and join the up parts with the bottom parts. And yes, my brows are outlined. Then after doing that, I'm just going to fill it in. At the tail part of my brow, I'm going to be using the brow gel to fill it in, as you can see me doing in the video. So I'm also going to do the same thing I did for the other brows. I'm going to do these other brows too. So I'm just going to outline. You can see me doing it. Drawing your brows should not be a problem. Like, you have to slay your brows. Like, there are lots of brow tutorial out there, so just learn how to slay your brows very well, because yes, your brows, they add beauty to your makeup. People don't just look at the skin only, they also look at the brows. A lot of persons, even like from the way my clients talk most of the time, they really love their brows when it's beautiful and it's giving professional, if you know what I mean. So yes, so I'm just going to outline my brows, then fill them in with my brow gel. That's how doing that. I'm going to take my Davis eye pencil, then like as if it's a stroke, I'll just be at the beginning of the brows to give it that hair like natural brow hair like finish. Remember, we are going for flawless. Like, our makeup must be flawless this year. It has to, you understand? Yes. So don't stick to one thing. You learn. So just do your thing. So that's what I'm just doing here. So I'm going to blend the tail parts of my brows with this pulley to give it this flawless look. So after doing that, I'm just going to take my concealer, something not too bright also for the under eyes. Then I'm just, not for the brows, then I'm just going to use it to clean it up and make it sharp. Yes, when I mean sharp, so that when you see, they'll say, yes, this is professionally done. Remember, you don't want to be taking too much products. Take little by little, because that way you'll be able to control the products you're using. When using your foundation, don't pack too much. When using your concealers, don't pack too much. Just use too much products. That way you can be able to add if it's not enough. But if it's too much, believe me, it will be difficult for you to remove it. So we are going into the eyeshadow now. So I'm just going to take my concealer to serve as to start as a base for the eyeshadow. I'm just going to put it there, then blend it with my beauty blender before I'll be going in with my eyeshadow primer. But before that, because I'm going to be doing glitter eyes, I had to apply some setting powder on the eyes to bake those other eyes and also to catch the fallout from the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to tap this transition color on our eyelid. I'm going to tap it first. I'm not going to sweep it or blend it. I'm just going to tap it first. That way I'm not going to be having it's not going to be looking crazy or looking muddy. Yes, so I'm just going to tap it. Then after tapping it, I'm going to blend it out. So I'm going to be taking another transition color to blend the edges, so that everything blends into each other flawlessly. So you blend that, you're using the sweeping motion or the tapping motion. So that's it. So after doing that, after blending my eyeshadow, then I'm going to apply my glitter glue. Then I'm going to add my glitters. So for this particular glitters for these eyes, I use two different colors of glitters, a kind of a reddish color and an onions, okay, what am I saying, a kind of a pink nude color, what some persons would call onions purple, or what is it called. So I'm just going to put it there to yes, I think recently I've been beginning to love mixing glitters, and it actually came out really beautiful, as you can see. Yes, I forgot to mention, you can actually, if you find it difficult to apply your gel liner after applying your glitters, you can apply your gel liner first before applying your glitters. That way it's going to to work very well, but there are some liners that you have that, you know, everything will be going well, like it's not going to affect your glitters or anything. But if you're having difficulties in that area, you're struggling with applying your gel liner after applying your glitters, you can try applying the gel liner before applying your glitter, but you have to be careful so that you don't place your glitters on top of your gel liner. So I'll be going over to the lips. Yes, since the eyes are popping, we'll just be doing something subtle and, you know, calm for the lips. So I'll be going in with I'll be going in with a brown shade from my iMagic lipstick palette. I'm just going to use that to line my model's lip. But just take a moment to appreciate the skin. Like, are you seeing the skin? Just know that I recorded this video using my phone, like my iPhone XS Max. So imagine this was on a professional camera, like high to be given. Anyways, we'll get there. But let's go back to the lips. So I'm just going to, after lining her lips, I'm going to take this a kind of a pink shade first. I'm going to blend it on her lips, and I'm going to take a fluffy brush to blend in between the lips so that everything diffuse, you know, into the, you know, into each other. Both colors diffuse into each other so that, you know, it gives that soft nude color that we have. And that was that for the lips. So I went in to add some blush to her face, and then I finished with my setting spray. Yes, if you want to achieve flawless makeup, those ones you see on Instagram and the rest, get a very good setting spray. And that was it. So you can see the finished look. Her skin, everything is flawless, no harsh lines, everything blending into each other. So just try out these tips, and don't forget to, you know, tag me when you post your videos. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you in my next video.